Coming up on Cronkite News tonight, smoke from the Rafael Fire drifted into the valley. We'll explain how that smoke affects people with health conditions.
Plus, more and more people are experiencing heat-related illness. We'll tell you what to look for.
And later on Break It Down, the new ASU provost emphasizes opportunities for BIPOC students and faculty.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Sinead Hickey.
And I'm Peyton Watts. Thanks for joining us. With wildfires spreading across Arizona this summer, officials encourage citizens to stay safe when enjoying the outdoors. With a potential increase of smoke in the air, Arizonans may be at risk for harmful respiratory effects. I spoke with experts on how to stay safe during fire season. As smoke rises in the air in northern Arizona around Flagstaff, experts claim our health may be at risk. More ash and smoke means a lack of oxygen, but more toxic particles in the air. As you can see in this satellite image from the National Weather Service, southward winds spread these harmful toxins from the north towards the Valley metro area.
Unfortunately, it's very common that when a wildfire breaks out, somewhere that smoke is going to travel. It can travel thousands of miles. We saw that in some of the fires in 2020, where people on the East Coast were seeing, the effects of West Coast wildfires. So more locally, we know that wildfires can have significant health impacts, even when they're miles and miles away. And that's why we think it's so important to be ready for them and be ready to take actions to protect yourself and reduce your exposure.
Although you may be at risk because of an increase of smoke in the air, there are ways for Arizonans to keep themselves safe, healthy, and reduce exposure to these harmful toxins.
And ways to protect yourself, not cooking inside, not having indoor candles. And if it's a particularly bad day and you're at risk, you can buy an air purifier, but wearing the same mask that you were wearing outside, the N95s, you'd wear those inside right now with these particulates in the air.
Dr. Warden says people already affected by these wildfires will see symptoms such as coughing, shortness of breath, headaches, and even immediate mental changes. Victims may also see changes in their skin color, as well as being at a higher risk for COVID-19. Other suggestions to stay safe are to set your air conditioning to recycle the air already inside your home or car, rather than drawing in air from outside.
The Rafael Fire is causing the smoke that is moving down into the valley. As of this morning, officials say the fire is about 80,000 acres in size and just under 60% contained. So far, evacuation orders are still set to go in Sycamore Canyon and Coconino County. Crews continue to work to containing the fire's perimeter and clean debris. Thunderstorms and rain are in the forecast for the fire area. Officials say the smoke from the fire is predicted to last for several days. The Telegraph Fire near Globe is nearly at full containment at over 180,000 acres. This makes it one of the largest fires in the state's history. Unlike the Rafael Fire, the Telegraph was likely human-caused and is under investigation.
June is typically when Arizona sees its record-breaking high temperatures, and this year is no exception. According to officials, heat is one of the top causes for weather-related deaths. Cronkite News reporter Tina Giuliano talked with experts about just how deadly the heat has been this year. Tina?
Over the past few weeks, the high heat across the state has been extremely deadly. The Maricopa County Public Health Department is investigating the 73 suspected heat-related deaths that have occurred so far in 2021. Last year, Maricopa County reported a record 323 heat-related deaths. This year, between June 12th and 19th, when a heat wave pushed temperatures up to 118 degrees, there were 53 suspected heat-related deaths. That brings the 2021 total to 73. Officials are still investigating, but they have confirmed 3 heat-associated deaths in Maricopa County.
We're dehydrated when we start off the day anyway. We're already behind the 8 ball, and when folks get out there, a little bit of heat, they start doing some exercise, they start working, start doing things, they lose a little more fluid that they're not normally used to. And that's when we start running into the heat related problems.
Norling says the key to preventing heat-related illnesses is hydrating, which you need to start before heading out into the sun. He said we also need to be aware of just how hot it is during certain parts of the day. Maricopa County officials urge people to use the cooling and hydration stations set up throughout the city. In the broadcast center, Tina Giuliano, Cronkite News.
Heat exhaustion and stroke can lead to serious illness, no matter how long you live in Arizona. Let's go to Jamie Landers to explain what to look out for to stay safe.
Excessive heat is rolling through the valley once again, with temperatures reaching well above 110 degrees, and summer has only just begun. According to the Arizona Department of Health Services, nearly 3,000 people go to the emergency room every year due to heat-related illnesses like heat stroke and heat exhaustion, and it's important to know the differences between the two. Heat exhaustion is a milder illness that can develop after several days of exposure to high temperatures. Symptoms include feeling faint or dizzy, excessive sweating, cool pale skin, nausea, a rapid weak pulse, and muscle cramps. Heat stroke is more severe and happens when your body's temperature rises rapidly, your sweating mechanism fails, and your body can't cool itself down. Symptoms include a throbbing headache, no sweating, a body temp above 103 degrees, red hot dry skin, and even a loss of consciousness. Unlike heat exhaustion, heat stroke requires hospitalization. To keep yourself cool when outdoors, the health department recommends drinking at least 1 liter of water per hour while outside, wearing lightweight and light-colored clothing, applying sunscreen, and wearing a hat or using an umbrella to fend off the rays.
Clouds have been building in the west and slowly moving in throughout the day. Let's go to Isabella Fredrickson in the Weather Center to see what we can expect.
We are not the only place that has been experiencing some high temperatures. All across the country, we are seeing some very warm temps. Thankfully, in the Pacific Northwest, they are seeing a cool down from some record-breaking temperatures. Portland is now at 88 degrees and Seattle is now at 83 degrees. However, the rest of the country is looking very warm. We are seeing 90 degrees in New York and 90 degrees in Houston. Moving on to our high temperatures in Arizona, we are going to see some unusual things tomorrow. While both Phoenix, Casa Grande, and Gila Bend are going to be at their regular above 100-degree temperatures, most of the places affected by the fire are going to be showing some much cooler temperatures. For example, in Payson and in Show Low, we are only at 77 degrees. Tomorrow's lowest degree is going to be up in Flagstaff at 72 degrees. Looking at tomorrow's futurecast, we are going to see a lot of cloud coverage, which could be why the state is a lot cooler. The cloud coverage is thanks to the smoke and some potential monsoons coming up. Finally, looking at our 8-day forecast, it's going to be cloudy the next couple of days. However, it will remain above 100 degrees. Going on into the rest of the week, it is getting even hotter and the clouds are disappearing. By Wednesday, it's going to be 107 degrees. So as the clouds are disappearing and it's getting hotter, remember to stay hydrated and reapply that sunscreen. Isabella Fredrickson in the Weather Center.
With concerns over the Delta variant of coronavirus representing a larger and larger portion of COVID cases, a University of Arizona doctor says wearing a mask is a good idea, even if you are vaccinated. Dr. Shad Marvasti told KTAR that he thinks it's premature to stop wearing masks. While the CDC says those who are vaccinated can resume most activities without a mask, his message aligns closer with the World Health Organization. His concern remains with the variant that are much more contagious. Dr. Marvasti says the Delta variant is about 60% more transmissible than the Alpha variant first found in the UK, and that was about 50% more transmissible than the original strain found in Wuhan. He says while vaccines are your best protection against coronavirus, masks still work and can be key to returning to normal life.
Maricopa County announced they will never use the voting machines turned over to contractors to the audit of the 2020 election. In May, Secretary of State Katie Hobbs expressed concern over the state of the machines used, as they have been compromised. In a letter, Maricopa County Attorney Alistair Adele expressed the same concern and decided to not reuse the ballot counting machines that were handed over. The concerns were rooted in Cyber Ninja's lack of transparency when it came to the audit. Hobbs wrote the election officials do not know what was done with the machines when they were handed over, and that not using the machines is the best way to maintain election security. While the count finished last week, it is still uncertain when the results of the count will be released.
The Arizona House has voted to allow people convicted of certain crimes to earn time off their sentences. They can do that by participating in work trainings, substance abuse treatment, or other prison programs. If this measure is approved by the Senate and signed by Governor Doug Ducey, it would mark a significant advancement in criminal justice reform movement. Advocates for the measure says that encouraging incarcerated people to participate in these programs may help prevent repeat crimes, improve public safety, and could even help save money for the state on ballooning prison costs.
It costs the community more money in the long run to incarcerate people than it does to rehabilitate them. And simply changing the name of DOC to include the word rehabilitation doesn't actually mean that that agency is rehabilitating anyone.
The legislation would allow people in prison to earn anywhere from 1 to 5 days off their sentence for every 6 days served. That is dependent on the crime for which they were convicted and in exchange for following prison rules and participating in improvement programs. Nonviolent drug offenses would carry the most generous earned release credits. However, people convicted of serious or violent felonies are not eligible. The House approved the measure yesterday.
Avanti Frozen Foods has recalled several frozen shrimp products. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says a salmonella outbreak has been linked to the food. The products are sold under the brand names 365, Cincy, Chicken of the Sea, CWNO, Hannaford, Honest Catch, Meyer, Open Acres, and Waterfront Bistro. The CDC says 6 people in Nevada and Arizona have gotten sick. 2 were hospitalized.
I'm Emily Carmen. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report, including how one sports league in Arizona is trying to increase participation in athletics within the LGBTQ community.
When you support Arizona PBS, you plant a seed. Seeds that provide educational outreach in our community. Seeds that put our digital resources to work. Seeds that foster the trusted news coverage you expect from PBS. And seeds that continue the amazing PBS programs you love. But our garden can't keep growing without your support. Visit our website to see all the ways you can help our garden grow. Plant a seed with Arizona PBS today.
Cronkite News provides students at ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism with the opportunity to gain real-world experience in the newsroom. At Cronkite News, our students produce professional content for audiences by taking on all roles, whether they be reporting, anchoring, producing, or studio production. Each department gives students first-hand professional newsroom experience. For more information, visit cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Welcome back to Cronkite News. I'm Emily Carmen. This is your Cronkite Sports Report. This Pride Month, many athletes and athletic organizations have called for more LGBTQ acceptance in sport. In Phoenix, one adult recreational league is doing the same. I was able to speak with the league and some of its members to see what they are doing to increase local participation and inclusivity in sports.
Nolan Newsom's height and stature always made him seem like the perfect athlete, but sports were a place he felt he didn't belong growing up gay.
I'm 6'6", so I played basketball naturally. Everyone asked me that, and it was fun. I loved it, but I truly felt discluded. and not involved, and it made me, depressed and not passionate about it.
Newsom is not alone. Athletics are a place where many members of the LGBTQ community feel they have traditionally been barred. And so, the Varsity Gay League was created to change these perceptions.
One of the things that we really strive to create is a culture that is accepting and open, especially to people who might not have felt that they were athletic or thought they would ever be athletic.
The Varsity Gay League oversees more than 200 different sports leagues across the nation. In Phoenix, they offer dodgeball, kickball, and doubles tennis. And you don't have to be gay to play. Though the league is specifically marketed to increase LGBTQ participation in sport, another goal is to increase allyship.
We want straight people to come and play with us and, get to know us. We're just people, and we want to be visible and be accepted and be part of the community.
Both Kevin Bushaw and Will Hackner, the creator of the organization, say the Varsity Gay League has improved the visibility and camaraderie of the gay community in Phoenix.
To have a space, a large open space, where teams and communities and people and events and activities and all of that is brought together in a supportive way has created such a loving, beautiful culture.
The Varsity Gay League is continuing to expand. As participation grows in Phoenix, more sports and teams will be added to the league.
If you want to play in the Varsity Gay League, visit their website at varsitygayleague.com/Phoenix for more information. On a similar note, an Arizona wrestler is making history ahead of the Tokyo Olympics this summer. Kayla Miracle will be the first openly gay wrestler to compete in the Games. The 25-year-old will have her first day of competition on August 3rd. And lastly, it was a disappointing loss for Suns fans last night after many hoped this series would be over in 5. The defense wasn't able to get it done at home against the Clippers, so they will be on the road for Game 6 on Wednesday. And that's it for your Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Sinead and Peyton.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight.
Thanks for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.